Moshe Rothschild here from the Global Israel Alliance. Back to my old backdrop. It's unfortunately, or I shouldn't say unfortunately, because we love the rain here in Israel. It is rainy and windy outside today, so back indoors, at least for today. Okay, so here's what's going on. It's been a fairly quiet week in Israel, other than the elections, which I'll get to in a few minutes. So, an Israeli runner, Lona Salpeter, won the Tokyo Marathon on Sunday. Yes, I said Tokyo. The marathon was limited only to the elite runners. There were supposed to be, I think, 20, 30,000 competitors, but only the elite runners were allowed to compete, of course, because of the coronavirus. And she won an incredible time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 45 seconds. She is definitely a strong medal contender for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which will be starting July 24th, Corona willing. Serbia this week announced they're going to open a chamber of commerce in Jerusalem, in Israel's capital, and it will be followed by a diplomatic office. And this was announced at the APAC convention this week in Washington. So we're hoping that this will lead ultimately to another embassy moving to Israel. Czech Republic, Hungary, Australia, Honduras, and Brazil have all opened trade offices in Jerusalem. And Slovakia and the Ukraine have plans to open similar offices as well. So this is the first step to opening more embassies in Jerusalem, following the United States, following Guatemala, and so on. This week, Lionel Richie, defining the BDS movement, performed to a packed house and adoring fans here in Israel. And so Lionel Richie, by the way, is I think 70 years old, which is incredible. I remember him from high school. So that was exciting. Next, the Israeli military staged a counterterrorism strike on the border with Syria, thwarting a sniper attack squad. This is on the day of the elections on Monday. Let's see what else. Oh, I shouldn't touch my mouth there. We got, coronavirus going around. God forbid. By the way, they just announced that in Bethlehem, which is just north of where I am, I can literally see it from my window, 7 cases of confirmed coronavirus. In Israel, there are 15 confirmed cases. Israel's tourism industry recorded an increase in visits in February. Despite the global scare of the spread of coronavirus, we saw some 344,000 tourists entered Israel in February, an increase of 0.5%, and compared to January, and an increase of 14% compared to February last year, which is incredible. I wonder what's going to happen in March, but we will see. Let's see, on to the election. So this week on Monday, Israelis went to the poll for the 3rd time. Now, I think I know the reason why we keep having elections. Because on election day in Israel, we get a day off. Everyone's home. So it's kind of like our Sundays. Since we don't have Sundays in Israel, it's a regular work day. So we have election days. So I think people are very excited to have election days. Maybe we'll even have a 4th one. But in all seriousness, the election ended with the Likud party, led by Benjamin Netanyahu, garnering the most seats, 36. The Blue and White party, led by Benny Gantz, 33. And you need 61 seats to form a government. So the right-wing parties received in total of 58 seats, including the 36 from Netanyahu Likud party. So 58 is not enough to form the 61-seat majority. So we might be experiencing what we've experienced in the previous elections. Netanyahu will try to form a government, and he will fail, and then Gantz will be given an opportunity, and he will fail, and then we'll go to elections again. I don't know. But what's going on this week, interestingly, is that the Blue and White Party is introducing legislation, a law into the Knesset that will forbid someone who is indicted to form a government, essentially trying to enact a law against one person, against Netanyahu, and not allowing him to form a government. That would change things only in the sense that if that law passes, so Netanyahu won't be able to form a government, and then then Gantz will be given a chance, and he won't be able to form one either. But I guess it's possible if they pass this law and Netanyahu is out, and then the Likud is led by someone else, there could be maybe a unity government between the Blue and White and Likud, because the Blue and White will sit in a government with the Likud, provided Netanyahu is not at the head. I hope you got all that. Now, the response of Netanyahu to this law has been, look, the population voted, and they made the Likud, led by Netanyahu, the largest party. And everyone here knows that he's indicted. Everyone knows that when they went to the polls. So how can you try to use a law in order to nullify the will of the voters? Very interesting what's going on, and we will see if that law, in fact, passes or not. Now, in addition to that, so Netanyahu says that someone's innocent until proven guilty, which he has not been proven guilty, and therefore he should be allowed to remain until until he's proven guilty, or of course, if the opposite happens, then there is no problem. Very interesting, never a dull moment in Israel, and certainly not in Israeli politics. Wishing you all a great Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Stay safe, and remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds, and to try to avoid crowded places if possible. Wishing everyone good health. Shabbat Shalom. All the best.